What's up, everybody? This is Cool Dude and welcome back to another figure review. And today's gonna be a really good one, like I can already tell. I'm really excited for this one. I've been excited for it for quite a while. I'm just saying, I'm like, you know me, if you know my channel, you've been here for a while, you know I absolutely love and adore Marvel. Everything Marvel I just love. Definitely more of a Marvel fan than a DC fan. No offense to the DC people, I'm just Marvel, I just love everything about it. And today we're gonna be going over the Marvel 80 Years Wolverine and the Hulk 2-pack. Based on the classic rivalry from back in the day with Hulk versus Wolverine, and there was actually a very cool, underrated movie called Hulk Versus, which had two movies merged into one, basically. It was like Hulk versus Thor and then Hulk versus Wolverine, which out of the two, I definitely like the Hulk versus Wolverine storyline a bit better. I think it was just told better than the other one, because the other one, like, Loki was like controlling Thor to like fight Hulk, because you know Loki's the god of mischief, and they didn't really actually fight. In this one, like in the Hulk vs. Wolverine, they actually do fight in the movie. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Sorry, just wanted to let a few people know about that movie. And if you've seen it, great. If you haven't, maybe I recommend it. If you're a Marvel fan, it's a good movie. Anyway, so we're gonna be going over this 2-pack and this box. Oh my goodness! If you're wondering why I sound a bit off, my nose is a little filled up with mucus right now, but don't worry about that. So this box is just absolutely lovely. I love the Marvel 80 Years right up here. That looks so nice. I like the logo that they have for these figures, because this isn't the only figure that has the Marvel 80 Years. There's an Iron Man one, there's a retro Captain America, there's a retro Thor. There's just a lot of old school Marvel figures. They have this like cool Marvel 80 Years logo, which is so cool. I like how the 80s made up of like several comic books merged together. And then you've got, you've got Wolverine on one side, Hulk on the other, and they're really cool in their battle poses. See, boxes like this are why I'm like, you know what, I can see why they leave it in the box. Some people leave it in the box. I'm not one of those people. Like, I take it out of the box, and for the really good ones like this, like, I leave the box mostly untouched. I try to anyway. Sometimes I make a mistake and I break it slightly, but this one I'm not getting rid of the box, because this is like a really nice box. I love this box, and I can tell there will probably be a day that I would want to have these figures back in their box, but right now I'm gonna take them out because that's just how I am. Deal with it, alright? Sorry, box collectors. And on the side you have some nice comic art of the original Wolverine from that old school series of comics. Looks really nice on the side. And then this side you have Hulk, which is also cool, fighting Wolverine on the bottom. And then on the back of the box just gives you a little history as to the Hulk vs. Wolverine, that iconic classic promo art. That's like one of the most famous Marvel covers for comics. And then on the bottom is just some legal mumbo jumbo on the bottom. And with that out of the way, I'm going to carefully open this box off screen, try not to touch it. I'll leave you video proof of the undamaged box so you guys can see it, and then we'll get into the closer detail of both of these guys. So, all things considered, I got these guys out of their boxes pretty well. Here is the box itself. All empty. Oh, where'd the figures go? Somebody robbed them. No, they're out of the box. I just unboxed it carefully. And here are the two figures themselves. So, who should I start? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a target, Baruto. I don't really give a crap. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Hulk. Fine. And, yeah, oh, man, where do I start with this figure? This figure, yeah, it's awesome, man. It's absolutely amazing. So, he comes with 3 accessories, the Hulk. Comes with this little jacket piece, which I think is a really cool accessory. It's like, because the Hulk always, when he transforms, he just rips all his clothes, and like Bruce Banner always wears like a white jacket in the comic books, and this is just his jacket just ripping out as he's transforming. That's really cool. There's no like little peg that it goes into on the back. There's no pegs on his back, and it just kind of like attaches like that, but that's still really awesome that they included it. And he comes with separate hands. So you have like a fist hand, you want both hands clenched, and you have the extra clenching hand if you want both hands like an angry clenched sort of stance. Let's go over the details of this little Hulk here. Well, not little, he's pretty freaking big actually. Oh my god. This is my favorite part. The hair. No, that is not a paint mistake for all you Marvel noobs that are like, oh, there's like green splotches on it. That's intentional. In the original comics, he has those like green splotches on his hair. He always had them in the hair. It's like all like you see all the OG comics of Hulk, like, he has all those green splotches on his hair. So for a Marvel nerd like me, like, that's awesome. I love that they included that. They really did not half-ass the original Hulk design. That is so cool. And also, as for the muscles themselves, it look really good. I like how ripped he is in his abs right here. Big ol' pecs. Then you have his huge, massive muscles right here. You can see all the individual veins right here. It's cool. And on the back, nice little definition right here. Oh, and also, I should mention the head sculpt. I like this head sculpt. This is probably my favorite head sculpt for the Hulk. I don't have a lot of Hulk figures. I have one other one, which is not really that great. He's like kind of like I like to call him like a gray Hulk kind of a Hulk. I mean, he's green, but like his face like reminds me of like a gray Hulk. This one is definitely like OG Hulk with that menacing teeth and the big eyebrows and the wedge face. That's so cool. By the way, here's my other Hulk figure in case you guys were wondering. Sorry, this is a future Cool Dude taking over from past Cool Dude, but thought I should show this to you guys to know what I'm talking about. But yeah, doesn't it look like Professor Bruce Banner, like Professor Hulk, or like the Gray Hulk from the original comics? I don't know, I just get that vibe from like the slick hair and the not as big, bulky scale as like the other Hulk figure is, so that's just what I thought. Anyway, back to you, past Cool Dude. And like also the neck looks really cool. Most of the necks of the Hulk look great, but like how he just has like absolutely no neck here, which is perfect for Hulk. But nice definition in the back here. You can see all like where the muscles are like getting clenched, and nice back of the arms. And the color of the pants, bright purple, as to be expected with OG Hulk. Nice. I like just the little tears here and there on the pants, and they go down to his legs, which are just completely ripped. And little Hulk feet for you. The bottom, there's no real definition on the bottom, unfortunately, except for the little logos and prints, but that's expected for a figure. So let's go over, now that we've gone over like a little bit of the detail, let's go over the actual moving parts. Already I like these arms. These arms are like on a little back joint here, which these joints usually allow it to go like farther back like that. And that's really cool. It's really fitting for Hulk. So arm can go back about that far, go in about that far. You can rotate the arm all the way around. Nice little elbow joint right here. And you can rotate it the hand, which is really nice. Same thing for the other hand. You can rotate it all the way around. It's not too stiff. Absolutely lovely. I know for some people when they get their figures, the joints can be very, very, very stiff or like very loose. And I've had a few of those figures like that. Most notably Ant-Man's. I don't know why, just Ant-Man's hate me for some reason. Elbow joints move like that, and the wrists go all the way around like that. And as for the head, can't really look up that far. I mean, thanks to this hip at the abs, like it can look up like that. But the head itself can't really move up and down that much. About that far, down about that far. You can rotate all the way around if you want, make him look like the Exorcist, all the way around like that. And for the abs itself, I like the articulation here. Can give you a nice little back crunch here. Now granted, the back, it does reveal a little bit of the inside of it, but you're not really going to be looking at the back if you have him in this pose on your shelf or anything. And you can have him look up really far too. Again, sort of revealing, but that's alright. And there's even like a nice little separation here at the waist with the legs, so you can rotate it all the way around in a nice 360. I like that it rotates without feeling like you're going to break the figure. That can be problematic sometimes. So let's see the legs here. Can move up about that far. Hulk is pretty big, so I don't imagine him doing like the splits. Down about that far. You can kick back. Kick's not that straight. Oh, never mind. Kick is like, it's still a little crooked. It's not as straight as, probably some people would like, but that's alright. Doesn't bother me that much. You can rotate this leg all the way around if you'd like. And a little knee crunch there. And you can get a tiny swivel at the leg here. It's like a little side to side. And you can move it back about that far. Move it forward about that far. It looks a little weird. And same thing with this leg. That's really cool. Alright, so my overall review for this figure, I guess I should actually, let's see if we can take off the hands really well. Oh, that's remarkably easy actually, that's really nice. Well then again, this is a bigger figure. I find with the the bigger Marvel figures. Sorry, Wolverine, I'm bumping my hand into you. I find with the bigger Marvel figures, it's a lot easier to get the hands on because, you know, it's a bigger chunk of plastic for it to attach to. Alright, so my overall review for this Hulk figure, honestly, it's one of the best I've seen yet. Like, it's just absolutely great. If you're like an OG Marvel fan, like if you're like a die-hard Marvel fan that loves the original comics and like just love the original designs for these people, this is the best Hulk figure you can get, in my honest opinion. It's just really good. Even if you're just a general Hulk fan, this is the Hulk figure for you. Like, I love the colors in this guy. It just pops right off and it's vibrant and brings him to life. The detailing, especially on the green little specks of hair, matches the comic book perfectly. The articulation is really good on this guy. I like it a lot. It's a lot more articulate than you would expect from these big Marvel figures. Sometimes, you know, the bigger ones, they don't have a whole lot going on with it because there's just a lot of moving parts that keep it from moving that far, like like certain Venom figures and stuff like that. They have like these little back pieces that like obstruct their arm movement or leg movement. Thankfully, Hulk doesn't have this problem because they don't have a lot of fig accessories except for this, but that's really cool. That how it's just hanging there like that. That's really awesome. A few complaints about the figure is that, well, the legs. I don't know. It's definitely a personal preference for me, but I would have liked it a little more straight, but I can understand because Hulk is a very big figure, so it's a little hard for him to do a straight kick as a figure. And also, the head movement's a little lacking. And, I do feel like, with my figure in particular, there's a little bit of, well, you can see where the paint right here is like tearing a bit. Honestly, outside of that, this is an excellent figure. Excellent figure, like an A++ figure. This is absolutely great. And yeah, it's really great. Now let's go on to, in my opinion, the lesser of the two figures, Wolverine. Not from a character standpoint, I love Wolverine, but just from the figure standpoint. Let's talk design. Well, actually, the accessories first. The only accessories he comes with are the 2 extra fists, which are just the clenched fists again, except without the claws. There's no claws on those. Let's talk the design for this guy. Oh boy. I get that it's supposed to be based on the original design, and honestly, the original comic book was not my favorite design personally, and I never understood the extra lines on his face. I guess those are supposed to be like the whiskers of like a Wolverine, but I don't know. My only complaint with this design in particular is these ears. These little like black like lines across his head. That's not how the comics portray him, and that's not even how this box art portrays him. You see, like, it's all like a big point. They're like a pointy ears right here. They're supposed to like be very long coming into a point. This is like, they're very short. They come off weird. Not only that, I'm not a huge fan of this head sculpt. I get what it's going for with the whole mean face, but I don't know. It makes him look a bit weird, in my opinion. It makes him look like almost like a Mexican wrestler than an actual Wolverine figure, but that's just me. Well, overall, let's get to check out the closer details of this guy. You've got the classic yellow suit, which I really hope that some Marvel movie includes later. If they're joining him to the MCU, please bring back the original suit. Like, that would be so cool. I just want to see him once in that yellow spandex. Just once. I know it's absolutely ridiculous, but like, come on. Just Marvel, my inner Marvel just wants to see him in that suit. It's so awesome. So we got the yellow suit here. The black stripes are really, really quite nice. Kind of, again, he's ripped, but that's Wolverine, so yeah, they got that right. Again, here's the head for you. As for the back, got more little definition of the back. I think this one definitely has more definition than the Hulk, but I think it's a smaller face that allowed for more detail. Got a red belt. Funny enough, this does not have the X-Men logo on it, because this is not the X-Men version of Wolverine. This is like Solo Wolverine. Often, Solo Wolverine doesn't have his X-Men suit, or like the traditional one that he usually wears. There's the blue trunks. Nice little legs. I think look at the shape of the legs now. That's really nice. And his classic boots, which are like, I've always liked, because they always look they look really weird to me, with the little points, and like, the weird shape it has, but it's really cool. It fits Wolverine. And you got the claws, obviously. Out. Full delight. I should also mention these little arm pieces. For some reason, they move. like, look at that. They move down about that far, and you can just like move them up to about that far, which is, I think, how they should be in the original suit, but I could be mistaken. On one hand, I guess I like it because it's like, it allows for a little bit more, like, posability. Like, if I wanted the arm, like, way over here, I can, like, move it down here. It makes it look like it's actually moving with his arm, but on the other hand, it makes it look kind of, I don't know, look kind of dumb. I'm a little split on those little hinges. So let's talk about overall articulation for this guy. Head can look up about that far, look down about that far. It's pretty good. And rotate it all the way around if you'd like. Arms move up about that far. It has the same thing as the Hulk right here. These little back pieces. I can move back about that far, forward about that far. Rotate the arm all the way around if you'd like. Little elbow joint right here. And you can swivel the the hand all the way around if you'd like. Alright, and this one, again, back about that far, and about that far. Again, this little back piece, the little arm things can obstruct that mobility, which I guess is the reason why they did that. Which I guess what I'm thinking about, that's really cool, how they managed to do that, if you want to like have them stretch farther back that way. But I don't know, I'm still really split on it, from a design perspective anyway. And then rotate that arm like that, and rotate the hand all the way around like that. And for the waist, it's got the same sort of thing as the Hulk, not as good. And a nice little ab crunch though, I like that. Moves down about that far, look up about that far, have his chest puffed up. And the legs can kick forward, a lot more straight than the Hulk. Because again, not as much as like protruding it in terms of the design. Legs can crunch up about that far, and even has a nice little swivel at the boots. And the feet can move side to side a little bit. And again, same thing with the other leg, kick forward about that far, like crunch here, a little swivel at the boot, and a little swivel at the foot. So, overall review of the Wolverine figure, honestly, not really entirely certain about this one. The design, I know it's supposed to be based on the original comic design, which I appreciate. I just said, like, the Hulk design, like, is perfect, because it's, like, perfect representation of the original Hulk. But this one in particular, I'm not entirely certain. Again, the ears do not match that much in terms of getting close to the original. The ears are way too short. Not really digging this whole, like, articulated shoulder blades here. I also feel like the face is a bit off. It just doesn't really feel like a Wolverine type of a head sculpt. Feels like more like a random Mexican wrestler than an actual, like, Wolverine. And also, I don't know, just compared to the Hulk, it's just kind of, I wish they would have made, like, a better design for it. And also, in terms of the back of the arms, there's a lot of, like, exposed plastic where, like, the joints should be. Which, I mean, it's not a bad thing. I understand with certain figures you can't really hide the joints. That's to be expected. I don't take too much issue with it compared to other reviewers I know. But, on the other hand, yeah, this one it's a bit, like, it's a bit noticeable, and it kind of takes away from it. So, overall, out of these two, he's definitely the weaker of the two. Hulk is definitely, like, the best one in this pack to get. And that's really why I got it anyway. I got it exclusively for the Hulk. But Wolverine, I'm like, alright, I'll be optimistic about this Wolverine figure. And yeah, he's not the best. He's not the worst by any means, but he's just okay. He's like not anything extraordinary. If you want like a perfectly fine Wolverine figure, this will do. But you should if you can, you should definitely look for a better one. This is just okay. So overall rating for this two pack of figures here. Well, first off, the price for this one is going to be a bit outrageous. If you're looking for like a cheap price for these two, you're going to be looking at like $80, because I got these guys off Amazon. The cheapest for $70, I believe right now, by the time I record this, it's gone up to like 70 or 80 or 90. So yeah, these guys are not going to be cheap. Not going to be cheap at all, which I can understand, because these two, oh man, they're like a Marvel must-have. For like the original Marvel fans. But is it really worth those $80? For the Wolverine might ruin that in that regard for its worth, because I don't know, this is not really the best Wolverine figure out there, not by a long shot. I mean, it's decent, it serves its role fine, but it's not anything spectacular either. But the Hulk figure, in my opinion, almost like more than makes up for it. It's absolutely extraordinary how much they nailed the Hulk. And if you want a Hulk figure nowadays, especially nowadays, where there's so many Hulk figures just either out of stock, ridiculously expensive, or just gone everywhere, this is like the best figure you're gonna get. Like this, you have to get this if you want a good Hulk figure. This is a 2-pack that is definitely worth the price. $80 might be a bit much for me, because I don't like spending like $100 for like one figure, or like over like $300 for like one figure, no matter how rare it is. That's way too much for just a piece of plastic. It's a cool piece of plastic, but it's still a piece of plastic. But in terms of these two, I'd say it's really worth it. If you're just going for this Hulk figure, definitely get this. If you're not really a huge fan of either of these two, and you just wanted to get them, I don't think this set is for you. If you're not really a big fan of the Hulk, you're not a big fan of Wolverine, but you still wanted to get them, just look elsewhere. This is not the answer. But on the other hand, this might be the only time you can get a really like valuable Hulk figure. This might be the only time you can actually get like a legit Hulk figure. So, would I recommend it? I'm gonna go with yes. I'm a little split, but I'm gonna go with yes. It's a bit pricey. I don't think this Wolverine figure really matches that price hold. The Hulk definitely is practically carrying this like value of the price in this 2-pack for me. But it's like really worth it for this Hulk figure. I'm really happy I got it, and it's definitely a figure I'm glad I'm adding to the collection. This Wolverine figure is not bad, but I have better ones. So with that being said, that's gonna wrap it up for this review. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, and if you have these figures, let me know what you think. If you have other Hulk figures or like Marvel figures you'd like to share with me, how you got them and all that, let me know down in the comments below. If you don't care about action figures or Marvel, or just want to leave me a comment about anything, just by all means, go ahead and do it. I'd like to see what you have to say. And until next time, guys, stay cool, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye, y'all.